So hello everyone, my name is Suraj and today we are going to learn how to deploy your application, either it is Node.js or one stack application. So right now I have taken an example of skill set course selling application. It's basically a kind of Udemy type application, course selling application, which I have developed for my academic purposes. But right now, as you can see, it's been already been deployed, but it was deployed on virtual website. Right now we are going to learn how to deploy it on EC2, and let's start. So for this you will be needing your AWS account. So you can go ahead and log into your AWS account, and you can see that I have the EC2. You can also search EC2 over here. So we are going to deploy it on EC2 from deploying and you know configuring your DNS, I mean domain, as well as we will be also taking care of the security, and we will be doing on Nginx. Okay, we will not open the port number which our application runs. For example, अगर हमारा backend which runs on 3000, then it should not be open. We what instead what we will do, we will redirect our traffic to Nginx, and Nginx will take care of. Okay, so let's start. Now I'm going to start one application. So I'm doing here launch instance. I'll name it as Udemy website. um, I'll select Ubuntu, and I am doing it in free tier eligible. So you can also do it in that way. I have the key pair. If you don't have, you can create over here and it will get downloaded. Should I do it? Okay. uh I'll just set it to Udemy underscore Udemy UYT, and if you set it over here, it get downloaded to your download folder. And in case of security group, you can choose to create one, or you can choose the default if you have any. So I'm going to change. Okay, I will right now I'll create new one for just for this purposes. You have to allow SSH traffic, means you have to configure everything using SSH. SSH, if you don't know, it's a secure shell. So we don't get EY over here, right? So इसके लिए you have to use SSH, and I'm using HTTP as well as HTTPS both. Talking about the storage, we can leave it at default, and we can go ahead and launch instance. It's telling it's initiated, and we can go and connect over here. You can check SS client. You can open the SSH client. What is SSH client? It's basically your terminal, right? If you see, it's terminal. So my terminal is here, and if you type SSH, then it gives something like that. So it's a SSH client, right? And locate your private key. So my private key is download folder. I'll go to download, and it's located over there, right? So if I search, like, yeah, I mean, I know it's there, right? And what you can do, you can give the permission, and you can copy this example ssh minus I, and you can copy this. You can give the permission. If it doesn't allow, I'm going to do directly over here. So if you see this kind of things, it means I am logged into the Ubuntu server. I'm in the server which is running here. Yeah, on this server I have logged it, and you can check everything. It's proper khali, and for you I am going to do it full screen. And also I have wrote the readme over here what you have to do properly. So if you follow this video, you can get it everything. And if something uh, problems comes, we'll figure it out together. So right now, first you have to run the command for updating as well as upgrading the apt means like package manager, everything what you want to has it, and with that installing some essential tool like unzip and systemctl, all those. And what else? So we have this, we have to install runtime manager for like, since we have node application, so we all will be needing node. So I have here, I'm downloading it using nvm. It's a node version manager, so you can even like copy it and run it. It's running right now, and let's wait for it to happen. And what's up everybody, how are you guys? um it will take some time, since depend upon the internet connection also, because it will fetch everything and download all the files, packages which are required. We are upgrading it and down like updating it also, so it's happened quick for me. um and before that, you have to, you can check the folder structure. There is a backend folder which contain all the backend code, and you have to grab this environment variable. So in the meantime, you can grab mongodb and jwt. These all thing you can leave as it is. Razor p if you want, so it contain razor pay, so if you want to do it, you can do it. You can get a test key. You will get in everything in free, easily you'll get. And razor pay week, you can leave it like this only, and you can go and grab a recent mail secret. If you don't get also, just leave it blank. I mean, in the production it will not run, but it will be better if you get it right. Now coming back, so it's done, right? And what else we have? So I'm going to run install the nvm like node package manager. So I'm going to clear, and I'm going to just paste it. It will run everything. It will source my, yeah, so it will source my bash rc, I mean terminal also, and it will install the nvm latest version of. So if I check node -v, so it downloaded a latest version of Node.js. And I'm also going to install bun. You don't need it, but let's download it for just sake of it. Also, I'll be needing pm2. So for explaining what is pm2, so think of this as it's a process management. So for example, if your backend is there and somehow it crashes, so it will crash all your things, and it won't be, if someone is hitting any endpoint of from your front end, let's say login or sign up, then it won't go into the backend, right? So what you need, whenever it crashes, it will we want that it should restart it automatically. So for that we use pm2. Pm2, it means process management. Now let's install process management. I am going to install via bun since it is fast. So yeah, bun I pm2 hyphen g, it means globally. So yeah, like this also you can do. So it's downloaded for me. And now what I can do, that firewall I can set up later. This thing Nginx, I'll do it later. Right now let's go ahead and no I have to clone this repository in order to deploy. So run dev. I'm going to clone this, so it will get all my repository. You can do skill set, and you can check all the files are present over here. First of all, we can go ahead into the backend and we'll set up the backend. So you have to install the node modules. So for that I am using npm. Npm is little slow, so that's why I'm not using npm. Bun is pretty fast. You can see everything is installed, and don't forget to configure this also, like env also. So these are the variable you will be needing, and note in the example you will be needing .env. I'll configure it. I'll have to grab those keys also, so I'll grab that also. And before that I will, so these are the front end, right? So um, let's do Banai over here also, and I am going to stop a recording for a second, and I'll get env key and I'll proceed from there. Yeah, so I am back now. I have grabbed those environment variable, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make env file and I'm going to paste it. But before that, I don't want to show you. So what I'm doing right now, that yeah, I'll be stopping this. Yeah, so all right guys, so what I have done right now, see that in the backend I have configured the env file. So let me go ahead and show you. So cd into backend, and let me do ls. So if you do ls, you will not get those environment files since it is .env, which means hidden. So we'll have to do -a, and you will get it's here. I have configured. You have to trust me for that. And now you can go back, and here also you have to configure like .env. So these are the things you will be needing. Like I have given the example, and these are the backend part what which will be needing. So I am going to deploy it on my, yeah, so I'm going to deploy it on my domain. And for that I'll have to um api dot skill set. I'm just writing the endpoint on which I'll deploy. I'll configure it later. Skill set dot suraj v dot dev. So this is my domain, and these are the subdomain. Okay, and yeah, escape :wq. I have saved it. And now what else is required? I think, okay, let me check, is it pm2 available? So you can check pm2 is available over here, and directly we can start the server now. For starting the server, you can check the command over here, pm2 start. And what I am going to do, first I'll start the backend part. So pm2 start burn dev. So there is like command like burn dev, burn run dev. You can check in the package folder. For your application, it will be in your package script, package.json script. So you can check the script is there, dev as well as format. These are the pre-tag config. And dev, like if you do npm run dev, it will be executed node, all those. And yeah, so now we can go and do burn dev. It will start burn run dev, and we'll give it a name, hyphen name. I'll call it backend folder. So you can check it that it's spawned the pm2 and started, it's online, and it took the memory of this much. Similarly, you have to start this also. Yeah, pm2 burn dev, and I'll call it as Frontend. And you can check now that both the systems are available, and since it's running, if you want to check the log, so pm2 logs, and you can give the id number or you can give the name also. So 0 means the backend and 1 means frontend. So you can check that it's running on port 3000, and these are MongoDB and all those like environment development and all those things has been there. And similarly, if you do one, so it has started, it's a weird folder, so it has started on 5173, right? Now if you check it here, that this is the public public address. Where it went off, guys. Oh shit. हाँ चला गया. Let me reload this. Yeah, so this is the public IPv4, and now what I am going to do, that see, if I like in the security groups, if I open those port like 5173 for the front end and 3000 for the backend, then we can directly access, but that will not be very secure. So what we want, that we'll use port number 80 and we'll expose. For example, I'm going to explain you, or I am going to give you a diagram project on this. I have a nice diagram to show you. Yeah, Nginx. So what we are going to do right now, that this is our EC2 server, and there is one like front end running as well as backend is running. Backend is running on port number 3000 and front end is running on 5173, and this is Nginx server which will run on port number 80, that we have to configure. And for example, if we deploy our front end like skillshot.surajbit.dev, then it will, based on this, it will redirect internally. We will write the configuration file from that where it will route our traffic. Similarly, this will route to backend. So for that, we have to do this. Yeah, I have to run this simple command, guys. So you can check, this is the configuration file. It means there's a HTTP server which will listen port number 80, which is by default port number 80 is default, right? If I'm not giving it here, means it's by default port number 80, and if it's here means like if it is HTTPS, then by default the port number is 443. Nice. And the server name is, you can give the domain over here. That's nice. I have already wrote the configuration file in the readme file, so we have to, so this is what we have to do. This much is not needed, but okay. Event worker connection, yes, this much is not needed, I guess. We will do it. Okay, server. So what you have to do, this command you have to run if it's done. Oh shit. So it will install, and this command you have to run. Let me copy, and yeah, have to. So you have came over here and you have to do this. Yeah, really you have to do this. Instead of one server, you have to run two servers. For that, we are going to copy paste this thing, and I'm going to do Control V, and you can see here that it's a event worker connection which I'm not sure what it does, but let it be, and we'll check if it work or not. And I'll explain you this thing. So our front end is starting on skillshot.surajvi.dev. It's a comment, so don't worry about this. So it listen on port number 80, and server name is skillshot.surajvi.dev, which you have to configure it later. And where it will route internally, it will route to http dot, like this is the local host which will route where it is running our server, and the backend will route to this. So backend we have to configure it I, and I have wrote api dot skillshot. So you saw that in the front end API variable, I mean the Vite backend variable, have changes to this api.skillshot.surajvi.dev. Okay, now this is all we need. Really, this is all we need, and I think we can go do escape :q, and we'll save this, and now we will reload this. It didn't happen. I am becoming so clumsy. Okay, so signal process started, and we can now do that. We can start the server, but our server is already running. So let me do pm2 list, pm2 list, and you can check these are running. Let me go ahead and configure the DNS. So my DNS is on. I mean my domain name provider is Cloudflare. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this public IPv4, and I have to enter two domain address name. So a record for the IP address, and sorry, IP address will come here, and here is the skill set, which will be eventually skillshot.surajvi.dev, which I have now passed it here, which will be the front end, which will listen. And yeah, let me off this. Proxy is not needed right now, and save. And one more is needed, that it will be api.skillset and api.skillset.surajvi.dev, and point to the same IPv4 address, and this also I will save it. Now both are configured, and it will take some like 4 to 5 minutes to internally configure it. And in the meantime, what we can do, that yeah, we can reload the pm2 service, I mean the process. pm2 restart. First of all, I'll do pm2 list, and pm2 restart 0. First of all 0 I started, and then 1. Okay, that's all. I think we should be online now. Skillshot, not partner, skillshot. Yeah, this is the traffic, and we are not online yet. Let's see what the issue. It's failing, guys. So let's check what is the issue. Let's check the API. Okay, it's on S, so that might also be. Let's check the API, guys, if it works. API dot Suraj dot skills. This also doesn't work. So now what will be the problem? I think DNS is not configured. it. We will wait for some time. I'll be right there. Okay guys, so I think DNS resolution is not happening, but on the like bare minimum IP address it's working. So this is the site. This was the site, and yeah, this was the site on which the front end was deployed, and backend is right now not working, I guess. Let me check. Where is the request going? So if I do um let me open the network tab and check. Yeah, it's going on this, but it's not working. Its resolution is not yet done. Let me check once again. Skill cert. It's not done. It's not done yet. And what will do right now, that let's do it on HTTPS, because that might be that EC2 is not, like Nginx can be like so much strict. So let's do it on EC2. I mean HTTPS. I'm sorry. And for that we have to use Certbot. Certbot is a open source tool which let you um no give you the certificate, DNS SSL certificate, and you can go ahead and install this, and this command you have to run. So it's done, and this is the command you have to run for if you want to get sudo certbot hyphen nginx and skillsort dot surajbit dot dev, and here skills api dot skillsort dot surajbit dot dev. Yeah, so this looks good. The both the thing, both the domain, and it will give you the SSL certificate. I mean, whatever um, public key and private key it will sign using, it's asking email address, so I'm going to put my email address, gmail.com. Yes, I'm going to do yes, and it's requesting a certificate for this and this, and our this thing will be live on HTTPS. Yes guys, deploy certificate, and you can check congratulations, you have successfully enabled HTTPS. So let's check that if it works or not. Yes guys, yes guys. So as you saw, while like DNS resolution is also done, as well as I have enabled the HTTPS and it worked, right? Let me check key this is also working or not. So it was okay, means it was also backend is also running, I guess. Fine. And yes, it ran guys. So let me check one more time if it is working or not. Network tab I have enabled, and I'll put my credential, and you can check this sign in is going on https api dot skillsort dot dev, and this is the like whole endpoints. So both of these things are working, and it's good to go. It's applied. So now what's we can do now? um so if you see here that our instance as well as security group, security group, it's everything running on. See, this was for SSH, port number 22 was for SSH, so that our terminal can access this Ubuntu server, EC2 Ubuntu server, as well as this is the 443 which is right now enabled on HTTPS. If you check, it's HTTPS, and 44 port number 80 was for the HTTP which was working, and right now it's safe until and unless there is some bugs in your code only, all your platform only. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that if somehow if your Vite server, if you are using Vite for the front end, React if you are using, then sometime your Vite doesn't work, that it will not you have to allow the host actually. So in the vite.config.js you have to go there and you have to put the front end URL from where you want to allow, or directly you can go and write allowed host colon true, so it will access all your, from wherever you have configured, it will answer everything. So this was all guys. This was a long session, and next what we can do, that we can actually enable what you can do, we can enable CI/CD, and we can add monitoring. There is long thing, right? So everything you can do, and in the next part hopefully let's see what video I make. Might be CI/CD is a good option to make. And thanks for watching guys. See you. Bye bye.